A very good morning and Jai children. Welcome back to chemistry class. So children, in the previous classes we were doing the chapter number 15, chemical effects of electric current. And I have given you the homework to read the first 3 pages and I hope you must have read that. Children, again if you come across any kind of doubt, you can ask in the group. Okay. Now, in the previous classes, we have covered few topics from the chapter. So, I think you are clear with what is electric current. You are clear with what is the direction of flow of electrons and electric current. What is conventional flow and what is electronic flow of current. I hope that is also clear to you. And we have also talked about the conduction through liquids. Alright, so all these things we have talked about in the previous classes. So let's just quickly go to the chapter and let's see what is written in the chapter, and then we'll continue with our today's topic, that is electrolysis. Alright, so first we'll go through the chapter, what is written there, and then we'll come back to our new topic. Okay. Children, please open your book. Open chapter number 15, chemical effects of electric current. Okay. So now I'm going to share the PDF first. So this is your PDF. This is the chapter, that is chemical effects of electric current. So in this chapter, children, we have talked about what is electric current. We know what is electric current. Electric current basically is nothing but a charge that flows in a path or in a wire, that is called electric current. Electric current is basically the flow of charge and flow of electrons. Alright, that is called electric current that we have seen. We have also seen that there are two types of charges. We have positive charge and we have negative charge. Positive charge is called proton and negative charge is called electron. Alright, and we also know that basically negative charge flows and positive charge remains at its own place. Okay, the flow that is present in the electric wire is because of the flow of electron. This also we have talked about. So here there are certain experiments given that you can read. So electric current is basically the flow of charge, the flow of electron, and it is of two types. We have positive charges and we have negative charge. Positive charge is called proton and negative charge is called electron. So in an atom, we have two types of charges that we have also discussed. Okay. Now, the movement of electron constitutes an electric current. So the movement of electron is called electric current. And for an electric current to flow, we require certain components. Like we require electric wire, we require a battery or a cell, we require a complete circuit, a switch and a bulb. All these things are the components which are required for electric current to flow. Alright, and that is called circuit. That is called electric circuit. Okay, so two things are important. So two things are necessary. What are they? That is circuit, and circuit needs to be closed. Okay, agar circuit open hoga, there will be no flow of charge. The current will only be produced when the circuit is closed. Alright, so we require a complete and a closed circuit for our electron to flow and produce electric current. Alright, and for an electron to flow, we require certain force. That force is called, children, that is called electromotive force. That also we have discussed in the previous class. So what is electromotive force? Electromotive force is that initial force that is exerted on the electron to start its flow in one direction. Okay, this we have already discussed. Okay, so what is electromotive force? The force exerted on the electron to make the flow of electron in one direction. That is called electromotive force. That also we have discussed. So we have talked about the electromotive force. Alright. Then we have seen the direction of electric current. So direction of electric current can be classified into two categories. We have conventional current. Conventional means the pattern which is being followed from the previous time, that is traditional method or a traditional rule of flow of current, that is conventional method. And according to conventional method, the charge moves from, or the current moves from positive to negative direction. Okay, it moves from positive to negative direction, whereas electron moves from negative to positive. Alright, according to electronic current. Okay, so I'll make it clear again. So if we talk about the direction of flow of current, so I have told you in the previous class that consider it to be a wire. This is a copper wire. Okay, copper wire के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो करता है. ठीक है, इसके अंदर क्या करता है, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो करते हैं. Alright, electrons flow in this copper wire because electron is negatively charged. So as the rule says, negative charge is always attracted towards a positive charge. Negative charge is always attracted towards a positive charge, isn't it? So this electron will move towards, consider this is a positive terminal and this is a negative terminal and we have a battery here. Alright. So this is a positive terminal. So electron will move towards the positive terminal. Okay. And the movement of electron is called electronic current. When we are talking about the movement of electron, it is called इलेक्ट्रॉनिक करंट. ठीक है, लेकिन जो करंट प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है वो मूव करेगा पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल से नेगेटिव टर्मिनल की तरफ, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड कन्वेंशनल करंट. दिस इज कॉल्ड कन्वेंशनल करंट. ऑलराइट. So the movement of electron is called electronic current. The movement of current that is produced, which is from positive to negative, is called conventional current. Getting it? So that was the direction of flow of current. Getting it? Now we have also seen we have also talked about in the previous class about the conduction through electrons. We have also talked about conduction through liquids. Alright, in that we have seen that tap water can conduct electricity. Alright, salt water can conduct electricity. Okay, but distilled water cannot conduct electricity, and sugar water or a sugar solution can also not conduct electricity. What was the reason behind? The reason is that tap water and salt water is containing certain impurities and certain minerals and salt itself. Okay, that is a charged particle. That is a charged ion, we can say. That is a charged particle. Like we have in salt, we have NaCl. Alright, what is the formula of salt? It is NaCl. So this NaCl can conduct electricity. Whereas in distilled water, we don't have any charged particle dissolved in it because distilled water is a pure water. Getting it? Similarly, in case of sugar solution also, the sugar that is C12H22O11 will also not conduct electricity because it also does not conduct any type of charge. It does not contain any type of charge. Okay. So, if in a solution there is certain charged particles present or certain acid, certain base or certain salt is present, then only that liquid will conduct electricity. Alright. Otherwise, no electricity will be generated in case of distilled water, in case of sugar solution, because they are not containing any charged particle dissolved in them. Are you clear with this, children? That tap water and salt water and any acid, vinegar, lime water, all these things will conduct electricity because they are containing certain acid, certain base and certain salt. Okay. The liquid that does not contain any acid, any base and any salt will not conduct electricity. Getting it? So that is the reason, that was the conduction through liquid. Okay. Now, we are switching towards the next topic, that is electrolysis. Electrolysis, in this topic, we will basically talk about how the electricity is conducted in a liquid. अभी तक हमने ये देखा कि जितने भी एसिड, बेस और सॉल्ट डिसॉल्व वाटर हैं, वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट करेंगे. ठीक है? Now, in this topic, that is electrolysis, we are going to talk about how these process and how these technique happens. Alright, so children, let's get started with this topic, that is electrolysis. So, as the name says, electrolysis. So, there are two terms. There are two words. First is electro and second is lysis. We have two terms, electro and lysis. Electro basically means using electricity. ठीक है? इलेक्ट्रो का क्या मतलब हुआ? यूजिंग इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. ओके. लाइसिस का क्या मतलब हुआ? टू ब्रेक डाउन. लाइसिस मीन्स टू ब्रेक डाउन. Alright. Anywhere in science, wherever you see the term called lysis, lysis का हमेशा मतलब होता है to break down. Alright. So lysis means to break down. Electro means using electricity. So how you can define electrolysis? The breakdown of any substance by using electricity is called electrolysis. Getting my point? Electro means using electricity. Lysis means to break down. Okay. So breakdown of any substance with the help of electricity by using electricity is called electrolysis. Okay. And here in this chapter, we will basically focus on the liquid. Okay. So here we will define electrolysis as to break down a liquid solution by using electricity is called electrolysis. Getting it? Are you clear with this? So, how electrolysis is done, what is the setup that is required, that we are going to talk about today in this class. Okay. So, what is electrolysis and what is the thing required? Let's first go to the chapter. Let's first see the chapter here. So children, we have talked about the conduction through liquid. We know what is conductor and what is insulator. We have also talked about LEDs. We know that the longer lead of the LED is positive and this is negative. Okay. Now coming on to the very important topic of this chapter, that is electrolysis. So we are clear with the term called electrolysis. So basically, current is passed through a liquid. So when electric current is passed through a water, then the electrolysis takes place. Okay. So we have certain setup and we'll understand what is electrolysis. Okay. Coming back to the board. So let's see what is electrolysis. So for electric current to be passed in a liquid, हमें क्या करना है? पानी में इलेक्ट्रिक करंट को पास कराना है. ठीक है, तो ये हम कैसे कराएंगे और हमें इसके लिए क्या क्या चीजों की रिक्वायरमेंट है, that we are going to see. Okay, so first thing that we require is a beaker. All right, it has to be like a glass beaker or any kind of a beaker, not an iron one or a steel one, that should not be conducting. So this is a glass beaker. I am taking a glass beaker. We have water filled in it. Alright, we have water filled in it. Now this water or a liquid needs to be a conductor. ये कैसा होना चाहिए? Conductor होना चाहिए. So we cannot take a distilled water or a pure water here. Okay. So to make this water a conductor, what we are going to do? We are going to add a pinch of salt to it. What we have added? We have added a pinch of salt. We will not add salt in a very large amount. We will add just a pinch of a salt in this water so that it becomes conductor. ठीक है? अब ये पानी कैसा हो गया? It becomes a conductor. Okay. Now then we require 2 nails. We require 2 nails. Alright. These are the 2 nails that we require. We are connecting this one nail with the positive terminal of the battery and another with the negative terminal. We are attaching one nail with the positive terminal and another nail with the negative terminal of the battery, and we know this is the symbol of a battery. Okay, and this is a copper wire. What it is? It is a copper wire. तो हमने क्या किया? We have taken a beaker. हमने एक beaker लिया, उसमें हमने पानी भरा. Pani needs to be a conductor, so we have added a pinch of salt to it. Now we have taken 2 iron nail. Okay, to one nail with the help of copper wire we have attached it to the positive terminal, and to the second nail we have attached it to the negative terminal. Alright, so now this is positively charged and this is negatively charged. Children, now listen to me very carefully. The liquid that we are using here as a conductor is called electrolyte. This liquid is called electrolyte. क्या बोलते हैं हम इसको? Electrolyte or electrolytic solution. Clear? These 2 iron nails that we are using as a positive and a negative terminal, these 2 iron nails are called electrode. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Electrode. Getting it? Children, please get familiar with these 2 terms. It is very important. These 2 nails or whatever we are using here is called electrode. जो मटेरियल हम यूज कर रहे हैं जिसमें हमने वायर को अटैच किया है, and that is the thing that is positively and negatively charged is called electrode. क्या बोलते हैं हम उसको? इलेक्ट्रोड. जो सॉल्यूशन हम यूज कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे एज अ कंडक्टर is called electrolyte or a electrolytic solution. Getting it? So these two terms needs to be clear. So one is electrode and another is electrolyte. Okay. Now what we are going to do, as we know that now this is a closed circuit. Okay. So what will happen? The current will start to pass in this liquid because this liquid is a conductor. After some time, what we are going to see is that a small bubbles will be formed near this nail. इस nail के पास में थोड़ी देर में हम देखेंगे कि छोटे-छोटे bubbles form हो रहे हैं यहाँ पे. What is being formed? Small bubbles are observed after some time. Okay. Now, what is this bubble? These bubbles are nothing but a gas that is released during this process. Okay. So I hope this setup is clear to you. Now moving ahead, I'll just demonstrate one thing here. So we know that we have added water to the beaker. ओके. इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस कहाँ हो रही है? वाटर में हो रही है. ठीक. वाटर इज गेटिंग broken down into its specific components, into its specific constituents. Okay. So water is now converted into, water will break down into hydrogen and oxygen. It will break down into hydrogen and oxygen. Getting it? Water किस में break हो जाएगा? Hydrogen और oxygen में. Getting my point? So now this hydrogen is breaking down into water is breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen. और जो bubbles हमको nails पे मिल रहे हैं वो भी hydrogen और oxygen के bubbles मिल रहे हैं. This proves that when we are passing an electric current to an electrolytic solution, then the component is broken down into its two constituents. Alright? कि water chain break हो गया किसमें? Hydrogen और oxygen में. This is called electrolysis. Alright? Breaking down of the substance or breaking down of the electrolyte into its constituents is called electrolysis. Getting it? This is the complete process. This is called electrolysis. Getting it? Now moving back to the chapter. So let's read what is written. Yes. So to demonstrate a chemical effect of electric current on water, take two iron nails that we have taken, clean them with a sandpaper, wrap one or two rounds of the iron wire around them and connect the other end of the wire to the two terminals. So again the same setup. We have taken a water, we have added a pinch of salt in it, okay, or we can also add few drops of sulfuric acid to it, okay, to make it conducting, okay. एक नेल के टर्मिनल को हमने पॉजिटिव से अटैच किया, दूसरे नेल को हमने नेगेटिव से अटैच किया. After some time we will observe the bubbles is evolved in this around the nail. So what is that bubble? That bubble is nothing but the gases evolved are hydrogen and oxygen. Alright. The water has been broken up or breaks up water into its constituent gases, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So electric current breaks the water into its constituents, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Getting it? So this is called electrolysis. Getting it? This process is called electrolysis. We cannot add a large amount of salt because then the hydrogen and chlorine gas will be evolved. The oxygen will not be evolved. So we'll add only a tinge of salt. We are not adding it in a large amount. Alright. So this is called electrolysis. This activity shows that an electric current can bring about a chemical change. Alright. So this activity shows that there can be certain chemical activity that can take place in a liquid. Okay? ये activity ये show करती है कि liquid में कोई chemical change हो सकता है. Okay? This is called electrolysis. And we have also talked about what is electrolyte. So what is electrolyte? The substance which conduct electricity in the liquid stage or when dissolved in the water and break up chemically during the process is called electrolyte. So here in this figure, the water that we are using here is a electrolyte. So this water is a electrolyte. It is acting as electrolyte. Getting it? So this is called electrolyte, and the process of breaking down of electrolyte chemically by passing the electric current through it is called electrolysis. Alright. So this we have talked about. We have seen what is electrolysis and what is electrolyte. तो जो liquid हम use कर रहे हैं उसको हम electrolyte बोलेंगे. जो solution का जो terminals हम use कर रहे हैं that is called electrode. Okay, and the complete process is known as electrolysis. Getting it? Now children, coming to electrode. Now listen to me very carefully children. This is a bit confusing but I'll try to make it clear to you. So let's talk about electrode. तो हमने क्या किया था? हमने आयरन नेल के एक टर्मिनल को पॉजिटिव से कनेक्ट किया और आयरन नेल के दूसरे टर्मिनल को नेगेटिव से कनेक्ट किया. ठीक. और हमने कहा कि हम इन दोनों आयरन नेल को इलेक्ट्रोड कह रहे हैं. ठीक है. बट what happens, this electrode is of two types. Okay. One is positive, another is negative. ठीक है. So the positive is called anode and negative is called cathode. ठीक है. Anode is positive and cathode is negative. ठीक है. अब इसको याद कैसे करेंगे हम लोग? कैथोड में कैट आ रहा है लाइक कट. ठीक है. तो कट मतलब माइनस and just opposite of it is anode. There is one more method to learn it. कैसे याद करते हैं? We'll understand this term panic. Panic याद रखिए. Panic का क्या मतलब हुआ? P यानी positive, A means anode. Okay? So anode is positive. Okay? N is negative, N stands for negative, and there is C, that is cathode. So cathode is negative. आप ऐसे भी याद कर सकते हो. We will remember the term called panic. कैसे होगा? P stands for positive, A stands for anode. तो anode क्या होता है? Positive. Cathode क्या होगा? N stands for negative and C stands for cathode. तो cathode क्या हुआ? Negative हुआ. इससे आप याद कर सकते हैं. एग्जाम में नहीं लिखना है. This is only the method to learn that anode is positive and cathode is negative. Okay. So anode is a positive terminal and cathode is a negative electrode. Are you clear with this children? अगर आप इस चीज को क्लियर है then only we'll move further. तब आप anion और cation समझ पाएंगे, otherwise you will not understand it. So there are two types of electrodes. We have anode and we have cathode. Okay, anode is positively charged electrode and cathode is negatively charged electrode. Getting it? Okay. Now, what is ion? Ion समझिए क्या है? What is ion? Ion is nothing but a charge. Ion क्या होता है? Charge होता है. For example, if we have NaCl, NaCl is common salt. So if we break common salt into its constituents, it will be broken into Na plus and Cl minus. Na plus and Cl minus. So this is nothing but a charge. ठीक है? ये क्या है? सोडियम के ऊपर पॉजिटिव और Cl के ऊपर नेगेटिव चार्ज आया. So they are called ions. Similarly, if we have copper sulfate and if electrolysis is done, it will broken down into Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. Okay, so again here we are having the charge, positive and negative. So they are called ions. They are called ions. Getting it? Now, ions are also of two types, anion and cation. Okay, ions are again of two types, anion and cation. Okay, so what is anion and what is cation? So listen to me very carefully. Just now we have seen what is anode and what is cathode. Okay, so let's consider again the same beaker. We have two nails. Okay, one is positive, another is negative. We also have a electrolyte solution. Positive है तो ये क्या होगा? Anode. Negative है तो ये क्या होगा? Cathode. Getting it? In electrolysis, what happens? Electrolyte breaks, isn't it? So if here we are having electrolyte, any electrolyte consider, it will be broken down into ions, positive and negative. So we have both. We have positive charges and we have negative charges over here. Okay. We know that positive is attracted towards negative and negative is attracted towards positive. Okay. तो जो charge positive की तरफ जाएगा, that will be negative, and hence it is called anion. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये एनोड की तरफ जा रहा है तो it will be anion. ओके, जो चार्ज कैथोड की तरफ जा रहा है तो कैथोड क्योंकि नेगेटिव है तो इसके पास कौन सा चार्ज जाएगा? पॉजिटिव जाएगा. सो इट विल बी कैटायन. ओके, सो इट इज जस्ट ऑपोजिट. ये याद रखिएगा. एनोड पॉजिटिव होता है लेकिन एनायन नेगेटिव होता है. ओके, कैथोड नेगेटिव होता है लेकिन कैटायन पॉजिटिव होता है. ठीक, we are very much clear about anode and cathode from panic, isn't it? उसका just opposite होता है anion और cation के charges. So anion will be negative and cation will be positive. So children, still if you are having any confusion, I'll again revise this topic tomorrow in the next class. Okay, so that it will become clear. Till then, please do read the chapter. I am giving you a homework. You will do that homework also. Please go to the school app and see the homework and try to solve the questions. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Hope you have understood the electrolysis process. If not, if you are coming across any kind of doubt, children, please do ask in the group. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Thank you and Jai Hind everyone.